feel like I've been around for a lot of these coaching changes recently, but at least this one is some better news because the coaching search for UVA baseball is already over. This new sort of college landscape and all those struggles with NIL and their players coming in and out of the portal, what's maybe some advice you would give them to kind of still maintain that team culture atmosphere? I'm also taking this time to acknowledge that I did in fact win our bracket here at CBS 19 News. Here is my proof, first place. Thank you very much. What he said was 2 nights ago that he met with the team and he was asking them, why did you come to Virginia? Why do you love Virginia? So that was how he was kind of starting that process. And they want to play baseball, but maybe they're too scared or they don't know what people are going to think about them if they play. What would you say to them? First, it was Tony Bennett announcing his retirement, and now it's Brian O'Connor taking on the head coaching position at Mississippi State. You guys just found out who you're playing in the regional. You guys are heading to Columbia, South Carolina to take on North Florida on Friday. So just initial thoughts, initial emotions. How are you feeling about all of it? I'm bringing out the archives for this video. Clearly, it looks pretty old because the last time these two teams met was back in November of 2018 in College Park. This is me starting a petition that we start joining the winning team at the Tasty Freeze for some ice cream. Do they still do it? I'm not sure. I have yet to ask. I need to ask, but if they do, I am there. And this isn't just the first ever meeting between the two teams. This is also the first time the Cavaliers are facing a non-Power 4 or 5 opponent since 2021 and them winning in overtime. It was so awesome for them. I was kind of getting a little teary-eyed when I was out there like recording them.
People still feel that, you know, girls belong at home. It's like, well, they belong at first, second, and third too.
Vanessa Goodwin of the Central Little League is making history. She was part of the first 96, invited to the first ever Marie Pepe Legacy Series, where she got to play in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the Little League World Series.
She was in her happy place. She was relaxed. She was confident. She was having fun.
When someone tells you, Vanessa, you made history, what do you think? Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel like happy and honored that I made history. But at the same time, we shouldn't have to make history. We should already be allowed to play.
Because when Vanessa plays, she's still just like any other player on the team.
Vanessa has a really powerful swing, and there have been multiple times where, you know, she's just hitting the ball just as hard as any of our other teammates.
But there's still some people who think that Vanessa or her mom mean to say she plays softball.
Sometimes Vanessa will say, no, I play with boys. It's baseball.
Which makes others around her turn their heads.
With other kids that haven't seen her before, realizing, hey, that's a girl, and she's in an all-star uniform. And then she goes in the dugout and she comes out and goes up to bat and, you know, hits a hard hit line drive, and yeah, eyes get wide.
What would you say to other young girls your age, maybe they're younger, and they want to play baseball, but maybe they're too scared or they don't know what people are going to think about them if they play? What would you say to them?
Well, you should always try, because if you don't try, you don't know what will happen.
And maybe you can make history too. Keara Bruno, CBS 19 Sports. There is now a new device for the top swimming program in the country to make its times even faster.
You're not even having to try harder during the race. It's no extra energy. It's training smarter, not harder.
A group of UVA engineering students created the smart starting block in only a few months.
This next person's going to go up, and it's, you know, this swimmer that I've heard about, you know, from TV, from the news and everything, and they're using, you know, the device we built.
The device measures a swimmer's explosiveness off the diving block to see if changes in push-off techniques can result in faster race times.
Milliseconds matter when it comes to like breaking records, winning medals, and like performing for our country.
To remain the most dominant swim program in the country, the smart starting block can help. Sensors measure the magnitude of the push-off, and that information gets sent to an app for the coaches to see the results in real time.
Having that data there allows people to get better faster because they know now what they need to fix, what needs to improve.
This device found that Emma Weber's explosiveness jumped by 30%.
But it was a pretty significant difference for her just moving the wedge back 3 or 4 inches. She gets that much more, creates that much more force, is automatically moving that much faster.
Some of the students were former swimmers, and they got to collaborate with the team throughout the project.
Every swimmer growing up, they want to be an Olympian. They always watch the Olympics, see what their favorite swimmer is going to get. And so it was really cool to work alongside Olympians.
Virginia is home to some of the best Olympians in the world, and this device can only make their times even better.
To drop 1/10 or 1/100th is monumental. Probably everybody on our team will drop at least a 10th in every one of the races just because of this.
The Smart Starting Block is the first of its kind in the U.S. and is proof that the combination of sports and science can be life-changing.
D1 college athletics is no easy feat, so anything that can give someone a leg up is something that can help.
And also help shape the future of college athletics. In Charlottesville, Keara Bruno, CBS 19 Sports.
Always be encouraged. Never feel like you have to prove anything. You're in the room because you belong in the room.
That room for Serrana Hyatt is in the Monticello Wrestling Gym.
So being able to be in the room for the girls and see someone that looks like her is very important.
Just 4 years ago, there were only 4 members total. Now there's 6 girls on the team.
The fact that she is a female is someone that can directly relate to our growing number of female student athletes in the sport of wrestling has been just an added bonus.
And now those young female wrestlers have a woman in the room to look up to.
That they can say, hey, I can do that. I can do anything I set my mind to. I can be a leader. I can be a mentor, to others in my future.
She's telling us not to be scared of the dudes. They got on the mat with us. We got on the mat with them.
During practices, Hyatt is also hands-on.
Hey, I'm still a heavyweight. If you can pin me and I got 100 pounds on you, you can pin anyone, and anyone means anyone.
But there still may be some times where that's not the case.
At one tournament last year, I had a dude forfeit because he didn't want to go against a girl, so he gave up 6 points for his team.
So Hyatt's piece of advice: once they enter this wrestling gym or any of the other ones that they compete in, they're just like the rest of the wrestlers there, competitors. And that they simply belong, which is something she's learned throughout her coaching experience so far.
I don't need to prove anything to anyone because we are where we're meant to be, and I'm in the room to give a perspective that perhaps no one else can give.
In Charlottesville, Keara Bruno, CBS 19 Sports. He told a story that literally shows how he built this program. You came from Vanderbilt. You're from Charlottesville. So how does it feel to just be back home here playing for UVA? 2 straight trips to Omaha the previous years, was ranked number 2 in the preseason polls this year. What do you think went wrong for the Hoos to be left out of the field this year? Was it that BC loss? Was it other stuff throughout the season as well? She reminds all of us that no matter where we are, women belong in the room too. Cavaliers and Eagles battling all the way down the stretch with Elijah Saunders and Tane Murray coming up big in the clutch. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was run around and be outside. Well, parents, there's something for that right in our own backyard. I may be a journalist here, but I swear I did the math. It's all right here. You can't see it, but I swear that I did it. And in offensive boards alone, their opponents have 35, while the Hoos have just 12. You guess who leads that for the Blue Devils? It's a star freshman, Cooper Flagg, who already has almost 500 points this season already.